Hey guys, Patrick here, and I hope you had a great Easter break, long weekend here in Australia. And I guess in this video I want to talk about something that you might usually notice during Christmas, but light up lights for your computer, guys. Have you heard of it? Yes, I probably have. It's called RGB, and 2017 is the year of the RGB, lighting up everything you can think of in the PC world. It's insane how far they go to add these RGB LEDs to their products. From mouses, keyboards, to actual computers, motherboards, graphics cards. It's just gone completely bonkers, completely viral. So what I'm going to talk about today is one of the byproducts of everything going RGB. When everything goes RGB, a lot of people don't know how to control it because all these companies have different ways of controlling their RGB. The mouse has got the Logitech software, for example, when you buy a Logitech mouse. Same with Razer, same with any other company like Asus when they've got their mouses. Keyboards, same thing. Corsair's got their type of software to control their RGBs on their keyboards. And you've got a lot of things everywhere that come out and tout that they're the next LED RGB add-on into the inside of your computer, but they got a little box that you have to plug into your USB header on your motherboard and control it through another software. It just doesn't make sense. So Asus came out with a solution called Aura, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Aura is a new, well, I don't know if it's new, but it's a new type of controller built into the motherboard with one software which gives you RGB headers, 4-pin RGB headers on your motherboard where you can connect all the strips of your anything you want, all the RGB you could ever want into your motherboard straight into there, so you can control your case, your graphics card, even your CPU colors. If you've got a water cooling unit, you can potentially control it all through the built-in Aura in Asus motherboards. Now I got an Asus motherboard and it has an Aura chip, or rather the 4-pin header on the motherboard, which means I can connect RGBs to it. But here's the thing, if you go on the website of Asus, on the Aura website, and you try and figure out what RGBs or what LED strips work with it, you're going to have a very hard time, because what you will notice is that a lot of them are very expensive items that you can buy from your local computer shop. Between $30 to $70 before you actually get something that connects to Aura. I'll get back to that in a second. Let's have a look at what was before Aura and why I think the Aura is a new, better solution. NZXT came out with the Q Plus software, and it's a little box like this, and it's actually quite a good quality box. It even lights up with a little bit of white light in between here. It has 2 headers that up to, I think it is 4 strips of LED per one, so you can have all 4 on one, and I've got these ones here. Now the cool thing about these LED strips is that they've already got the 4 pins on the ends, and before you ask, do they work with Aura? No, they do not. Yeah, they don't. I don't know what it is. These guys specifically built for this. So it's got 4 strips and it has magnets, so you don't actually need to stick it on. So I had to stick this one on, but most of these ones weren't stuck on. It was in my case and it was just through magnets. And you get little extension cords so you can plug them in. This was a fantastic solution for a problem that really meant a lot of people were not buying LED strips, and when they were kind of just really DIYing a lot of it. This was great. You could buy extension cords, which I really haven't seen in the Australian market, but you could online, and great solution, except it took one header on your motherboard, which is usually limited, one USB header, obviously DC power in, and it was a box. A lot more cables and another box that needed to be powered. So replacing this is Aura. It's a great solution in my mind, but there's a little bit of an issue that people have looked at it now and said, hang on, look at all the partners that have partnered up with Asus, and why is it that they're the only ones that work with Aura? Well, I'm here to break that theme. Actually, funnily enough, as long as it's a 50-50, it's called 5050, RGB strip, it will work with Aura. You do not have to go and buy like all these expensive ones from pre-packaged, pre-made items from, your local store. You can go on eBay and for less than 20 bucks, you can get about 5 meters of RGB roll that can actually work with Aura. And that's super fantastic. Asus chose a standard of RGB that is actually very widely used with other things like car LED lighting. So what I've got to show you today is actually a car LED light that I bought from eBay, and I've got a little bit of it already plugged in here under my graphics card. As you can see, it's super red, but it is RGB, so I can change it anytime. I got a roll of 5 meters for $15. 5 meters of RGB non-magnetic LED strips with, sticky side on the back, which is fine. I can deal with that. I can fashion it in there. So what the problem is that you might notice with this is there's no little pins on the ends, and there's no real easy way to do it. Except, well, you're not going to be soldering it. This is not a solder job. You can buy little pins that just go on like this, and they come out into the 4-pin header that you need to use with your motherboard. And they cost about $3 for a pack of 10. You won't really need more than 10 because I'm guessing there might only be 3 or 4 or 5 strips of these LEDs, and they can go for quite long, so you can just travel them around your case. So guys, it's awesome that Asus has used a standard that can be implemented with cheaper options than buying OEM partners of these RGB Aura things. This was very cheap from eBay, and if you buy those extras, you can actually save a lot of money and get some cool RGB lighting for your case. And that's not the only use case you can do. Like I said, this was for a car, and it's working with your computer. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Just wanted to give you a heads up about the new system Aura and how you can save a little bit of money when you do get that system and you want to get your LEDs. Just jump on eBay. I'll put some links in the bottom of the description where you can get this specific one that I got here that I know that works, as you can see behind me, and save some money for yourselves, guys, and get some really cool RGBs. It's just become so cheap, so cool. Now that Aura is out, it's a lot easier because this is a proprietary type of plug and connection that only works with NZXT XT's little box here, and that's just a waste of space, especially when you're trying to present your case in a clean fashion. These guys just do it way better. It's like going back to basics, and that's what I think Aura has done. Though I think Asus should come out and say that it can work with other things, but I know they won't do it because they want their OEM partners to sort of make money on selling their RGB strips. I saw for $30 some sort of cool one that had like 30 centimeters, 60 centimeters for $30. What a rip. $15, 5 meters. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let me know in the comments if you like or dislike the video, and I'll see you in another one.